And I guess we can measure our progress to our desires by
your joy.
Basically how we
by
feel.
your emotion, by your emotion, only by your emotion,
So
only by your emotion. Others will judge it by your manifestation. And your manifestation is on the heels, close on the heels of it, but they don't understand it. No one, you could create a beautiful house and walk 5,000 people through it and not one of them would know. First of all, not two of them would feel the same way about what they see, and none of them would feel about it like you do, because it's your creation.
So I should hold fast to my feeling of emotion as an indicator toward my closing the gap to my desire.
Always. And when you say hold fast to it, we don't want you to cling to it with any sort of feeling of risk at all. And that's not what you meant. But we mean is how you feel matters most and matters only. Your relationship with your vortex is the only responsibility that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would ever accept as our own.
And in that kind of releasing my demands on the manifestations, I feel that resistance.
See, here's the thing. You're not releasing your demands on the manifestation.
Or how the conditions around it, which I expect them to come.
You're not releasing your demands on the manifestation. You're just no longer being your own stumbling block and slowing the manifestation down. In other words, if you stop taking score about what's happened or what, because every time you take score, you're looking in the wrong direction. You can't look at what is and what's becoming at the same time. They are different frequencies. Let's amplify that more.
So the score is the emotion.
You're really going to like this. While a problem is coming into focus, a solution is coming into focus at the same time. While a problem is coming into focus, a solution is coming into focus at the same time. Now, this is interesting because most humans, when they hear that, they say, oh, good. The problem won't be a problem. But when we say it, what we mean is, oh good, expansion is occurring and there never was a problem. In other words, problem solution. Something going wrong makes something go right. And if there weren't things going wrong, there couldn't be things going right. In other words, your expansion is about that. But most humans don't understand it, so they are so heavy on the problem part, holding themselves in the manifestation so vividly that then they create and create and create and create and create, but they don't let themselves go, and then they get depressed and discouraged, and life feels long and hard, and then they get sick. Where if you were consciously aware that while a problem is coming into focus, so is the solution, then you could immediately focus toward the solution. The problem would evaporate and you'd receive the benefit. Haven't you had the experience? Esther has it every day when they're on the road. She'll look out ahead and know that that guy in that vehicle is going to do something that she wants to know about.
Yeah.
So that he's going to veer off the road in some way, he's going to lose focus, he's going to stop suddenly. In other words, something about that guy I need to pay attention to. So she knows it, she feels it, she looks at it, and she does something about it. Right before, this is the thing that made her crazy about the table falling. Right before they picked up the table, Esther said, don't pick it up. Don't pick it up. And they said, we need to turn it over. And Esther said, don't pick it up. She knew that there was something screwy, but because she had not pre-paved, she'd just come off the scratch on the floor. In other words, she wasn't in the vortex enough to have a full understanding about what was going to happen. That's what made her most nuts about it. And we want you to not be nuts about having the universe deliver to you exactly what you are anticipating or expecting. Instead, revel in it and then sharpen yourself because of it later. Every time a problem comes into focus, a solution comes into focus too. You just want to lean toward the solution. Lean toward the solution. And so before you know it, do you know, all day, every day, there are problems and solutions, problems and solutions, problems and solutions happening around you. And you're only experiencing solution, 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 solution. So you say, life's pretty good around me. Life's pretty good around me. Look at the well-being that surrounds me. Well, it's because you're leaning in the direction of that mostly. As we visit with you here, we want you to know we're helping you to fine-tune. Your expectation about well-being in every case is a higher more chronic frequency than your expectation about things not going well. That's why your world, your environment, look at the difference in the way you live and so many other people around the world. But here's the thing that we want you to understand. Many of you have been trained into better expectation. You expect to eat 3 meals today. You do. You expect to find transportation where you're going. You expect to have shelter from the heat. You expect to be in an air-conditioned room when you come here. But many of you have come to expect it because those around you have created it and you have just observed it. So that makes you screwy in your approach to life, because now you think somebody else should create it and then I will just observe it and then my life will continue to be good. But that's not the way that it works. You are the creator of your experience. And when you come to a forum like this and you accept the responsibility of creating your own reality, and you care about the direction of your thought and you pay attention to the way you feel, what you begin to understand is, because it happens to you, the indications are all around you, your life raises to a whole new place. It's what famous people mean when they say a rising tide raises all boats. Well, the reason for that is because when you offer, through the clarity of your example, good living, and then others watch you living good, their expectation does improve. Some people watch you live good and then they just compare, well, he lives well because, and I don't have that, or he lives well because he was born into it, or he had a college education, or he has a skill as an athlete, or on and on and on and on it goes. As people are proclaiming, arguing for their limitations rather than letting what they see be their reason for expecting better for themselves. So as we watch all of that, we've come to a very clear awareness that until you understand the laws of the universe, until you know that you are really source energy, until you know that a part of you is here but the larger part of you stands holding the vibrational frequency of your expanded version of you, until you understand that your emotions indicate where you are in relationship to that, you have no consistent guidance in your experience. And when you get it, then you can accomplish anything that you choose. And then you begin to discover that the individual accomplishments don't really matter. It's the state of accomplishing that is what it is about. Deliberate expansion is joyful.
And the accomplishing is the emotion, really. It's the journey. And
well, that's an interesting one. Let's see if we can break it down. So, was the accomplishment because I'm here in this body and I was willing to sift through contrast? Yeah. Was the accomplishment because I knew what I didn't want? Yeah. So I knew what I did want? Yeah. Was the accomplishment that then my source energy held that place marker? Yeah. Was the accomplishment that I felt the discord between who I was being and who I really am? Yeah. Was the accomplishment that I was willing to focus and move in the direction of it? In other words, it's all part of it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's just so helpful when we convince you that this reality is real and that it matters how you feel. If those are the only two things that you ever come to know from us, it will take you anywhere you want to go. Your vibrational reality is real, and you can tell where you are in proximity to it by the way you feel.
Thank you, Abraham.
Yes, indeed.
I love you. I love what you do. Thank you.